Okay, this is the on the formation of a river feature. In this, we're going to be looking at Oxbow Lake, which is a feature that actually for development of the meander. So we're going to be re-exploring some key ideas that were when learning how to explain the formation meander. Today's task is where you're going to program using a pencil and pen and paper. And you make sure you have that for the tutorial. We are going to use 3 diagrams to help us explain the Oxbow Lake. When you finish the diagrams, you are going to upload those diagrams and put them in the space you can see in front of you here. So upload Google Drive and then copy them into this, and use everything you've learned in today's lesson to drawing diagrams to fill in the missing words that appear okay, and then sorry, just back up again. You can see them here. Here we are. Okay. So once you've uploaded your drawing, you'll see that there are some blank spaces that you need to fill on that page. So I'm just going to skip back. Right. Let's have a little look at the Oxbow Lake. Now, the Oxbow Lake is actually an old meander that has been cut off from the main river channel. And we can see an Oxbow Lake over here. What we can see happening over here is the river is moving in this direction. It's meandering around. And these days, as of when this photo was taken, this is the current channel. Okay. But if we go back in time, I don't know precisely when, this river would have been more than likely coming round here and then looping around here and then round here, possibly taking that direction. And now it's been totally cut off, and actually the this area now here has been completely filled in, or what we call silted up. And this old bit of river channel is now completely isolated. Okay, so we're going to explore what's going on. Now, one of the key ideas here is the fact that on the outside bend, so in this area here, I'm marking, the river's doing a huge amount of erosion. Contrast that to the inside bend where the river's traveling much slower, it tends to be dropping material. So all of this area here is material that has been dropped over the centuries. Okay, and the area marked in red is eroding. Now, if we follow this all the way around and come back here, this is also an outside bend at this point in the river. So there's a lot of erosion happening here too. You can actually see what's eventually going to happen. This narrow strip of land, what we call the neck of a meander, is going to eventually break through. That generally happens when there's been heavy rain and the river's in flood. So I misspelt that. That's a neck, just like a neck of on your body. And actually, when you look at this kind of feature, you can see a neck and a kind of a head up here. So it's a good way of remembering it. And then this will be broken through, and what the river will eventually do is actually, when it breaks through, it'll just take this new course. And this bit of the river up here is going to become an Oxbow Lake probably in the next sort of 5 to 10 years. Right, let's just have a little look at the steps in the creation of an Oxbow Lake. So if you remember from the meander, we have the fastest current on the outside bend, the Thalweg, and it leads to huge amounts of erosion that I'm marking right now. And likewise, it then moves across the channel, causes huge amounts of erosion. So these are river cliffs forming, steep river banks where there's huge amounts of erosion. And I'm marking all 4 of them. Opposite side of the river, you'll remember, water travels much slower, so the water's going much slower in these bits, and therefore it deposits material, and that's marked yellow on the diagram. And you will have learned all about how to explain that, all the key processes in the formation of this feature, because this is a meander. If we take this a little bit further forward, we can see that the erosion is becoming very exaggerated in this area here, and on this area here. These are 2 outside bends. And eventually, over time, they're going to get closer and closer together forming a thin strip of land, which is known as the neck, until eventually the river is going to break through in this area here. This is going to be a new straighter channel. Just going to delete this out. So you can imagine the river is now traveling here. And this old bit of river channel here will start to silt up. Okay, like this. And that's because the water getting pushed around this old meander is now starting to go quite slowly. And as it travels slowly, it starts to drop stuff. And now we've got what we've got in this next diagram, which is the bend has now broken off completely, creating this kind of bean-shaped oxbow lake. Eventually, these things can actually dry up and create things called oxbow scars. Right, let's have a look at the diagrams. So I've actually pre-drawn these diagrams for you. So what you've got to do is just draw them. So what I suggest you do now is draw diagram 1 here. Next to it, draw diagram 2. Okay. And add all of the annotations that you can see for those two. Just pause it now. And what I'll do is when you you'll see diagram 3 and I'll just scroll down. So just pause it now and draw your diagrams. Okay, now we've got diagram 3, which is the third and final stage, which shows you the formation of the Oxbow Lake. Remember, with all of these annotations here, they're absolutely important. They contain all of the key information that helps you explain the processes going on in the creation of this particular feature here, which is the Oxbow Lake. Okay. Once you've done those 3, you should be able to go back to the main task for today and complete your descriptions for the Oxbow Lake, filling in words. So that is the 4 tasks that got this entire lesson has been drawing the meander diagrams and uploading them, drawing the Oxbow Lake diagrams and uploading them, and completing these 2 passages, one for the meander, one for the Oxbow Lake with the missing words. And done that, could you submit the assignment?